Did you hear about the plans for school photos?
A school photographer in West Sussex has outraged parents by offering to airbrush their children's pictures.
Airbrush school photos? I would have loved that in my day. Look at this! I look like
what would you have airbrushed, I wonder? Okay, British comedian Russell Howard has made millions roll over and laugh in the UK with his hit TV shows on Sky and the BBC. He's now jumping across the pond here for a cross-Canada tour to share his signature takes on what's happening around the world. Russell is here this morning. Russell, it's so good to meet you.
Hello.
You're hilarious, man.
Thanks,
that's
man.
good.
I can't believe you put that photo of me. I look like Harry Potter's German pen pal.
How would you have airbrushed it differently? What do you think you would have
Well, I've got a lazy eye, so I could have done with those being straightened. Better teeth, slightly taller. Do you know what I mean? Muscles.
Yeah. Get the Brad Pitt thing going or something like that.
But I don't really understand what you would do, but yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. You know, my brother actually did have, he had a mole on his face, and they actually airbrushed without him asking, and he asked them to put it back on. Anyway, that's not why we're here.
Well, they got rid of the mole.
And this was like 40 years ago. Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy. Yeah. So
imagine they'd done it with Cindy Crawford. It's gone.
It just would have been completely wrong, right? I mean, that's the whole thing. Okay, Russell, let's talk comedy. You're here touring some cities you've been to before in Canada, but also some new cities here.
Yes.
As a comedian, like, do you have a sense of like where you're going and what the different sort of what might tickle people in different cities, or do you take your act, you go, I think people are going to laugh at this?
Well, I've got like a show, and then you kind of travel around, and it sort of changes. So the show that you do in Winnipeg is probably going to be different to the show you do in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm not sure if Winnipeg and Amsterdam are similar.
Not too similar. No, I think that's a fair, yeah.
But Toronto, I've been walking around and trying to get a feel for the place.
Yeah.
I saw a sign earlier that there's a shop selling luxury bondage gear.
Luxury?
But surely call it Pimp My Gimp. if you're doing it, do it properly.
Right, exactly.
But like even something like that, I've never been to a place that sells luxury bondage gear.
You just go to the lower end bondage gear?
Well, no, but the idea, I just can't imagine. The point I'm making, I saw that and instantly I was like, I must talk about that at the show that I do in Toronto. So you sort of pick stuff up as you go along.
Of course, yeah, exactly. And is what, you know, are you constantly like grabbing a notepad and paper and go, oh, like, or do you remember? Because I find when I try to remember things, they're gone in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I kind of make notes. And then what's really funny as a comedian, that you'll kind of make a note. Sometimes you'll wake up in your hotel room and you put your note, and then the next day you try and make sense of it. I remember once waking up, I was in Sweden, and I looked at a message that said, I must stop ISIS. And I was like, I'm not sure what the gag is there.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
It's kind of, that's the way I do it. I just make notes, and then you kind of grow it as you get on stage. But we're kind of like, I've been doing this show now, we've done like 300,000 tickets, so it's finished. Yeah. So I'm adding to it. Excellent. So kind of Canada's getting the finished version.
So you're adding to your show, you've added to your family recently as well. You're a new dad, congratulations.
Thanks, man.
So is your son with you, or is this a bit of a break for you?
No, so my son's at home with my wife.
Yeah.
I wanted them to come here, but the time difference was too difficult.
Yeah.
And also we're doing a tour bus, so it wouldn't be fair on the other, on my support act and my tour manager having a little baby.
How's it changed you?
How's it changed me? It's amazing. All the cliches are true. And you just sort of sit there. Do you know what it's like being a new dad? It's like being a sous chef. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like being a superhero's PA. Do you know what I mean?
You do everything for
my wife
them,
is breastfeeding, and she's, like she can hold him, she can calm him down, and I just sit in the corner, go, "Do you want a cup of tea?
Yeah.
Do you want me to rock him?"
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So rocking,
the first part.
I love it, man. It's the best.
That's great. That's exciting. And you've also launched a podcast,
I
understood as well. So you're doing a lot of new things here. What do you like about podcasting that's perhaps different than your act or different than your TV shows?
I like the podcast is called Wonderbox. So you talk to people about things they adore. So you'd sort of say, what are the 3 things that you love the most? And by talking about things you love, you sort of end up giving away a bit more of yourself than you would. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like if I was to ask you what are the 3 things you adore, you show a different side of your personality.
It's true. Yeah, it's so true. I mean, I have 3 kids, so that's probably cheating to say it's my 3 children.
You can't put your kids in a box,
You can't.
man.
Well, that's true. Okay, that's a good point.
You've got to put air holes at least.
Okay. Yeah.
And clearly, you don't like socks.
Yeah, and not socks. Definitely, those would not be in the box. That's for sure. No socks in the box.
It was the first thing I saw about you. Yeah, and I love it.
Okay, well, listen, Russell Howard, I really appreciate chatting with you this morning.
Are you not cold?
I am not cold.
I'm worried.
Completely comfortable. Okay, it's all good. Thank you for pointing that out. Listen, good luck with your shows, not only here in Toronto, but also across Canada. Pleasure to meet you. Hopefully we'll see you back here soon.
Take care.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.